G'day guys, and welcome to another lot of A+ 22901 practice exam questions. Second lot of motherboard CPU questions, and we'll get stuck into the first one. Question 11, which of the following are the number of pins that can be found on DIMM modules used in desktop motherboards? Choose 3. So we got a number of options here. I'm pretty much just going to read out what they are. It's A, C, and G. And obviously G is more so modern, being like DDR2, DDR3, and the like of those. Question 12, to avoid software-based virtualization, which two components need to support hardware-based virtualization? So we've got memory, hard drive, CPU, and BIOS. So in this case here, memory and hard drive, sort of they go along with it, which basically makes me giving you the answer there. CPU and BIOS. Obviously, if you try and install Apple products, you generally need, well, you'll need Intel. AMD won't work, so CPU lends itself to be that way. BIOS also needs to be able to handle it for it to actually work in the first place. Question 13, you find out that a disgruntled ex-employee's computer has a boot password that must be entered before the operating system is ever loaded. There is also a password preventing your access to the BIOS utility. This guy is a freak. Which of the following motherboard components can most likely be used to return the computer to a state that will allow you to boot to the system without knowing the password? Whew! Oh, it's quite a mouthful there. So we've got cable, header, power supply connector, expansion slot, and jumper. Oftentimes, I guess the more modern way is you remove the battery for a few moments or a few minutes, and then that sort of removes it. But sort of a bit more of an old school setup here. It is a jumper that you can change, which will get the job done there for you to reset all the settings. Question 14. Your Core i5 fan has a 4-pin connector, but your motherboard only has a single 3-pin header with the CPU fan label. Which of the following will be the easiest solution to get the necessary cooling for your CPU? Well, for starters, you should have had a fair idea of what it should have been. Plug the 4-pin connector into the 3-pin header, buy an adapter, leave the plug disconnected and just use the heatsink next to a chase's fan. Well, these are a little bit convoluted. Not the easiest solution. Buy an adapter, could do. Leave the plug disconnected and just use the heatsink. Don't just do that. Don't try it at home, ladies and gents. The answer is A. Plug the 4-pin, connect it into the 3-pin header. I believe it not having 4 pins fully connected will mean it'll run at the high speed. That extra pin sort of controls the speed, so you lose that, but that's fine. Question 15, what is the combined total speed of a PCIe 2.0 x16 slot running 16 lanes here? 500 megabytes per second, 16 gigabits per second, 8 gigabytes per second, 16 gigabytes per second. We've got a number here which helps out a fair bit. It is D. 16 gigabytes per second, and it's bi-directional as well. Question 16. Which of the following allows you to perform the most complete restart of the computer without removing power? This is quite an interesting question. Start, then restart, start, hibernate, reset button, power button. Well, power button's going to turn the computer off. Hibernate isn't restarting, it's going to a sleep state. So it leaves us with A and C, and the answer is C. Supposedly, it does more of a full reboot than, I guess, going to start and then restart, because it actually switches the computer off very, very momentarily. Which of the following, we got question 17, which of the following is most helpful when flashing the BIOS on a desktop computer system? We've got A, floppy diskette drive, B, UPS, C, an internet connection, and D, the Windows administrator password. So the BIOS is, as we know, is well before you get into Windows or anything like that. So it's not going to be D, a floppy disk drive. Maybe if you're installing it that way, but most of the time you do it through USB in the modern day. An internet connection, don't have to worry about internet because you're not at that stage yet. So you got A and B. UPS is the answer. Basically, if you lose power, your computer could become completely useless, or your motherboard at the very least will become completely useless if it's corrupted and loses power. Question 18, which of the following have Intel and AMD integrated into their Atom and Fusion processor lines that haven't been integrated before? Don't really like this question, so I'll just tell you what it is in a sec. GPU, math co-processor, the front side bus, and memory controller. Palin's had the others integrated before, but GPU is the answer. Question 19. You have just purchased a motherboard that has an LGA 775 socket for an Intel Pentium 4 processor. What type of memory module will you most likely need for this motherboard? DIP, SIM, RIM, DIM. DIM, SIM. I don't mind that joke, actually. Most of those are quite outdated. It is DIM. Dual inline memory module. Final question for the day, guys. We're here at last. What type of expansion slot is preferred today for high performance graphic adapters? AGP, PCIe, PCI, ISA. I feel like ISA is a structure. AGP is older. PCI is sort of newer than AGP, but still older. And you got PCIe, which is the answer. I still remember getting a PCIe card in 2009, $100 for a graphics card, 1 gig. It's pretty good back in the day. That's it. Thanks heaps for sticking around, guys. Those are the questions. Plenty more to come along, so subscribe away. Smash that subscribe button and the like button. That'd be great to see you guys enjoy my content, and I'll keep it coming. So thanks again, guys, for sticking around. Have a good one. I'll see you all next time.